Hey everybody, welcome to this stream that I am doing. My name's Phil Kohler. We're going to play some Hearthstone. I'll probably play some other stuff after Hearthstone, but I don't really know what yet. I am being joined tonight by two very special guests. First, we have our old friend Nick, aka Dr. Evilbones. Hey,
Hi.
Nick. Thanks for joining us.
Never mind. I was going to make a bad joke.
No, just go ahead. I mean, that's what we're here for.
No, it's bad as in, like, that's not a thing I should say. So.
All right, I'm curious now, but we'll move on. I'll let it slide this time, this once. Also being joined by, for the first time ever, by the great Skippy Granola.
The man with the very difficult to pronounce name.
Apparently, I can't listen. It's a Saturday night. I don't know what that means. That's the excuse, though.
I'm just a sandwich that's good for your digestion, apparently. Don't worry about it.
Here,
so what's up?
Look at this. This is what's going on tonight. I made this deck for an arena run that's really good, and I thought might be fun to stream this and maybe actually do good on arena on stream for once in my life. Nick, I know you've played a little bit of Hearthstone. Skippy, have you played much Hearthstone at all?
No, I've seen exactly one stream of it. I know it's got cards and people bitch about Ragnaros.
Yeah, no, so that's all right. You basically know everything you need to. You put the cards down on the board, and then they attack the other cards. It's not a nerd game. It's not for nerds.
Card-on-card violence needs to stop.
Really, what I want to emphasize in this stream, what I want you to go away from this realizing is that this isn't a game for nerds. This is for cool people. With well-adjusted lives, and it's not for nerds.
That's fair, because I did turn down a charity gala to be here tonight.
I'm gonna believe that's true.
I'm still wearing my tux, Phil.
Wine and cheese mixer.
That's normal. I mean, most people wear tuxes to this stream.
Well, I mean,
I would have to imagine. In fact, I'm willing to say anybody who's watching this, anybody currently tuned into the stream who's not wearing a tux, get the fuck out. Put a tux on or get the fuck out.
My tux is body paint. Does that work? Does that count?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
For you, yes.
I'm just imagining that scene from the friggin' CIA infiltration thing from Beyond Two Souls, except the dude's wearing like a tuxedo t-shirt.
The best part of Beyond Two Souls. So we're up against AZN Sex Demon, the warrior, legendary warrior. Great. Waves of Baby says, I need a break from the madness that is Twitch Plays Pokemon. Have you guys been seeing this this Twitch Plays Pokemon nonsense?
Yes, but then I got way into... But then I was like, man, this is lame, and I got way into Twitch Plays Tetris.
Is that a thing too?
Yeah, well, okay. I said it wrong. It's Twitch Plays Pokemon Plays Tetris. Someone is taking the inputs from Twitch Plays Pokemon and also applying the same ones to Nintendo Tetris.
Every ounce of that sounds awesome.
That's just perfect.
It's pretty good.
I like the Twitch Plays Pokemon from the beginning because it's a really bad, stupid idea. But this just takes it to another level, so I like it even more.
Yeah. Also, it's got like the Twitch Plays Pokemon embedded up in the corner, so you can see both games failing at the same time.
Dirter says you should display your mouse on screen. Unfortunately, because I'm using DX Story, there isn't really a way to do that, which is kind of shitty. But that's the things that we have to learn to live with when we're using DX Story. I don't know. Dude, McGrowan is mad that I disparaged his Hearthstone name. AZN Sex Demon.
That's really a name that disparages itself. Like, let's be honest. I just like the idea that, you know, Garage Hellscream is walking around with a t-shirt that says Asian Sex Demon. Just all like, hey, what's up? Looked hard, baby.
I mean, the sad part about that is that it works. Like, it gets him the chicks. It shouldn't, but it totally does.
I just think that they need more self-esteem, really.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, you can't just fall for any smooth-talking orc who, you know, offers to throw down a Wind Fury totem, you know? Although I don't know if that's even a thing anymore.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
that's a thing. That's a thing. There aren't Wind Fury totems in Hearthstone, but there are. Wind Fury is a thing in Hearthstone. It's like it's a special effect that your creatures can have.
Does it proc extra hits off of Storm Strike, or
It makes it so if you have Wind Fury, it means that your creature can attack twice
that sounds
in
like
one
Wind Fury.
turn. So yeah, it's basically it's a good. If you know World of Warcraft stuff, this game is surprisingly good at transporting that stuff into terms that kind of make sense.
I did main Enhancement Shaman back in the day.
Sure. So that's basically what I'm doing here. This is basically Enhancement Shaman.
Oh yeah, see, you got little Thrall hanging out down there.
Doing his whole ball of lightning trick in his
Yeah,
hand.
that's right. It's not a Frost Shock though, so I don't even know what the hell he's doing there with that Bush League garbage.
That's how he tries to show off to the ladies. Usually doesn't work.
Want to
Okay.
watch me bloodlust?
So that's one of the things. That's okay. It's good. I'm glad you mentioned Bloodlust. That's one of the reasons that this is actually a really good arena deck. Potentially, I say that as I'm about to have 3 losses right in a row. But the reason that one of the reasons this deck has a lot of potential is I have 2 Bloodlusts in here. Bloodlust is a card that just gives every minion that you have out gets +3 attack that turn. It's very, very powerful. The last arena run that I did on stream that I actually did good at, part of the reason I did good was because of Bloodlust. So there's a lot of potential for that.
That's pretty far out. I really, really respect that you play Shaman because I have a lot of love for that class.
Yeah, Shaman is one of the most... I think right now, honestly, Shaman is probably the most powerful class in Hearthstone.
Wow, Shaman's actually doing well in an arena?
Yeah.
This is unprecedented!
Let's see. So I've got Lightning Bolt. That's... Yeah, I'm going to be able to go ahead and clear this board, I think.
Oh, dang. It feels like you're kind of stomping this fella.
Yeah, I mean... Honestly, I don't think I'm even going to play any of these. I'm just going to hold on to them. Not throw anything out that I don't need yet. Yeah, Jason Wilson notes that Bloodlust can be a winning card for Shaman. It's just it's a thing that, like, if we're about to win, we can throw down Bloodlust and then suddenly take it the rest of the way.
Well, yeah, definitely. You gotta pop your cooldowns when the boss is in his birthday.
Exactly. See, you understand. You would do great at this game.
I thought I was doing great getting away from all this MMO stuff, man, but no, this is all flooding back.
Let's just go ahead and throw down this Iron Fur Grizzly.
I was on the friggin' methadone patch of Final Fantasy XIV, and now this is giving me the hankering. I'm gonna end up playing Pandaria, and it's gonna be all your fault.
Honestly, after I'd been playing this for about a month, I went back to World of Warcraft, and it was a rough time. It was a time in my life that I don't like talking about.
It's different, isn't it? It's like, I don't know, going back to WoW now after all the changes to the talent system and everything, it's like, you know that scene in, oh my god.
That movie?
In that movie,
Oh, yeah.
with Morgan Freeman and the prison and... Help me out, chat!
Wait,
The Green Mile.
No, it wasn't the green, it was the other one. I keep wanting to say the Hudsucker Proxy, but that's the wrong movie!
I think that's it.
oh, it was definitely the Green Mile. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a Green Mile. Oh, good. But anyway, that scene where that guy is like
straw shanker.
Shawshank. Thank you. Fuck. Oh, my brain. Okay, so.
What's that whole time?
Oh, so you're just watching a man drown. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Thanks, chat. Anyway, but that scene where that guy is all institutionalized and he can't like adjust to life outside the walls.
Oh, cool.
That was me going back to
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. Absolutely. I totally just destroyed that guy. That was nice.
It was a long route to get to that joke.
No, I enjoyed it when I went back, and I do think I think Pandaria, where it is now, at the end of the expansion, is probably a better expansion than Cataclysm was at any point during it. But it's still very different and very weird now. They've shifted that game in a direction that I think makes sense for its age, but is a very different direction than what I'm used to when I was really into it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I remember, stacking bloodlusts.
Venora says the movie with the people who said and did things.
That's the one.
That's the one you were trying to bring up.
Yes.
Waves of Baby says I go back for every expansion and play until I finish the first raid or so. I mean, I'm definitely going to go back for the next one. I'm very curious to see what they do with that. Warlords of Draenor. That's what it is, right? Something like that.
Right. The one with the time travel.
The one with the people who do the stuff and say the things.
Yeah.
So, having not played myself since like probably early Cataclysm, what's so different about it now?
Man, it's weird.
Oh. Okay.
You know what I mean? It's weird. Did that help?
Actually, I mean, I think I kind of get you.
No, it's just like they've simplified.
I've been away from MMOs in the past. Actually, World of Warcraft. I've been away from World of Warcraft in the past and come back like an expansion or two later, and yeah, it's like different in some kind of imperceptible ways.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of weird. So yeah, actually, I do know what you're talking about in a weird way. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
This is whatever. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I should do here. I'm gonna get this
Totems.
totem
Always
down.
totems.
Yeah, always get those totems down.
Never not totem.
What I was trying to say though is they've simplified a lot of things, which has always been kind of the path that WoW goes down, right? It's always pushing for more and more simplicity. But in particular, like the talent system has been crazy simplified to a degree that I understand the choices they've made and why they've made them, but I think I kind of feel like there's something less fun about it. And maybe I'm crazy for that. I don't know.
No, I dig. It's like, it seems, even though it's like, I'm so good at talking to you guys. It's amazing that I keep being invited back onto this stream.
I'm personally impressed with your talking abilities.
I know what you mean. When a game has more options to it that are... Blizzard seems to, especially with the last few years with all their games, they really like polishing so hard that there's kind of no bad options.
Yes. Yeah, and that's exactly it.
Which also means that because there's no bad options, the good options sort of don't feel as good.
Waves of Babies linked to what the talent tree is now, so you can actually take a look at that and see what we're talking about.
So my little brother, is he plays Warlock, I think, in a top 10 guild or something. He's apparently a big name player now. But anyway, so I was talking to him last week, and he got on a 20-minute rant about how warriors are utterly broken now because of the talent trees. Just to the point where like Fury Warriors can pop shield wall and charge stun you like crazy and stuff like that. So I guess on the topic of there being no bad options, part of the problem with the old talent tree system is that it was really just an illusion of choice, because even though you had all these options, there was like a required build, otherwise you were just not going to play optimally, which was really annoying. So I think the new talent trees were just a way to get away from messing around with 50 odd points and just giving you options, I guess, that you can change situationally.
Sure. It's so I opened up the link to the talent calculator, and my first thought is, oh, it's Diablo 3.
Pretty much,
Sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which I actually really like Diablo 3. I can see. So here's the thing that I don't envy the job of Blizzard designers, because their games are so gigantically huge that to have the more crunchy kind of a game, it's impossible for them to keep up with the balance on that. There's so many people playing World of Warcraft and every Blizzard game, really, that it's a really daunting task to try to balance something in like more of the old school, like sort of crunchy, lots of ability points, lots of stats and that kind of stuff way of doing things, which leads to, I mean, the benefits of that is the players get to make a build that they feel like is their own. They feel like they chose it. But the downside of that is, if you have as many people playing a game as play the Blizzard games, that's going to be broken like pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid point. I remember when Wrath of the Lich King came out, like the pre-expansion patch, Ret Paladins apparently were so ridiculously overpowered that Undercity, one of the elevators, was actually locked down for an entire day by a single Ret Paladin. They just could not take this guy down. Which is pretty funny. They patched that pretty quick, but yeah, I see exactly what you mean.
Oh, I should have. Oh well. I will.
In like the RT or the like PC action RPG space, it's basically like you have Diablo 3 on one side, which represents the modern Blizzard design of avoiding huge balance headaches by just designing it that way from the beginning. I don't want to say simplifying it, because that's not really the right word. It's more like just paring down their options.
Yeah, they want to make it so that all the choices are meaningful choices.
Right. Well, right. They want to make it so that it's difficult to build a bad character.
Right.
So that the most amount of people can play their game and have a relatively good time. Whereas the other end of the spectrum is like Torchlight 2, where they said, basically, no, we're sticking to the old rules, but also we're totally opening it up for modding of every possible thing, so here you go nuts, break the game as much as you want.
Truth is my shield.
guy's being annoying.
Oh, tenacious little cuss, eh?
Hey, that helps a little bit.
So what's sort of your overall play style or strategy when you're playing a shaman as opposed to a mage?
In this game, because shamans get the totems out, so their hero power, which is just a power that they can use at any time, even if they have no cards, that costs 2 mana, is to just summon a random totem. It's one of 4 different types of totems. So shamans, much more than a lot of classes, are pretty good at like getting the board full, and a lot of what you're doing is playing around to see if you can. Hold on.
Apparently,
1 second.
chat is saying you've missed a lethal twice now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Okay. I don't really. If they're not used to me, like, not being super great when I'm streaming by now, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I'm gonna say that was probably my fault.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Lethal, bro. Nice.
Fuck you, Keith.
Awesome. Oh boy. No, I feel your pain, man. I made the mistake of streaming friggin' Metal Gear Rising, so people have opinions about that game.
Is there? I guess I didn't even. I mean, that game looks great, but I guess I didn't even realize it was that kind of a game that was like. I didn't realize that was a doing it wrong kind of a game.
Any I don't know. Any
Is it just because it's a Metal Gear game, or was it?
It's this weird intersection of like obsessive Metal Gear fans and obsessive like Platinum fans, kind of thing.
Sure.
So it's like, you know how people get pissed off if you're playing like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta or whatever wrong, and then you get the people who are like, your Big Boss impression is terrible. It's just, I'm like, I know, I'm not gonna stop doing it. Whatever.
Man. This isn't looking good.
Oh great, I'm getting a Steam message from Giap here. Mr. Parry counter, bro. Screw you, Giap, I know.
Summon my totem first. Let's see what I get. Spell damage totem. That doesn't help me that much.
Razdraz in the chat says, "I bet your Dark Souls stream went over real well."
I responded in the chat. It was just 7 straight hours. Why aren't you bare hand parrying Hum? Like, 'cause I don't want to get killed by a dragon tooth. What's it to you?
Dude McRowan says I shouldn't be getting upset at you, Phil, but I am. It's okay. I forgive you. This time.
Hey, I beat the Capra Demon first try, Zio. You shut up.
Atmit says it's a really weird sensation being mad at people playing games on the internet. I mean, see, here's the thing: is like when I, it's a lot easier when you're not the person streaming to catch mistakes like that. So like when I'm watching, I will be watching somebody who's way better at Hearthstone than I am. I'll be watching like Trump play Hearthstone, who's like one of the best and most popular Hearthstone streamers. And I'll catch little mistakes that he makes here and there, and I will get furious. But the thing that stops, or that I stop at, is I don't like yell at him in the chat. But he also has like 3,000 people watching, so he gets plenty yelled at regardless.
I usually get that out of my system by watching YouTube videos of baby foals learning to walk and getting really pissed off at that, and that just kind of gets the ire out of my system.
Just, what are you doing? Just stand up.
Just take a step.
put the 4 legs. Just put them in the. You just gotta. What do you? You suck. Kill yourself.
Why are you stumbling? You're the worst, baby horse. Get that mom inside goo off of you. You're a disgrace. You're a hot mess, girl.
Oh god, there was the pyroblast. I was wondering. I was like, he's got to have a pyroblast. Well, that was poor on my part.
Oh my. Ouch.
That went from like very clearly going to win to losing very quickly.
I've seen many a shaman taken down by a palm pyro, so. So how does the arena work? You get like you go as far as you can, and you got 3 losses.
You can get up to 12 wins, is the max, and 3 losses. The best I've ever done actually was just the other day. I did 11 wins, but I do not normally do that good. My average is probably around between 3 and 5. But yeah, it's and you're guaranteed, even if you get 0 wins, 3 losses, you're guaranteed to win a pack of cards. Which makes it pretty worthwhile to play through Arena whenever you can.
So that's pretty good. It doesn't penalize you, I guess, for getting stomped. You still get a bit of a
I mean, you get less gold as a reward. So and you need gold to enter Arena. So essentially, it means, you know, if you're winning lots, you're going to be able to just keep entering Arena over and over for free, without having to wait and get gold other ways. But yeah, it doesn't seriously give you any penalties.
It's also only like if you were to use the gold to buy a pack of cards, it's like a pack of cards is like 100 gold, I think.
Yeah, a pack of cards is 100 gold. Entry into the arena is 150. So it's almost always better to do the arena because you're guaranteed a pack of cards and you're probably going to get some other gold as well.
Did it go up? I thought it was like 130.
No, it's 150.
Oh, okay.
It's been that as long as I've been in the beta, at least.
Ooh. It's my brain then that went down, apparently.
Have you guys what do you guys have been playing this Titanfall? Everybody's talking about Titanfall.
I saw Rich stream some of it today.
I've gone from like just no interest in that at all to suddenly like totally on board the hype train, but I'm not playing the beta. I'm going to stick it out and play when the actual game comes out.
Really? Okay, so that I don't know. That I think seems worth talking about a little bit then. So what is it that you find so compelling about Titanfall?
Oh, in terms of why I've gone from not really being into it to suddenly interested?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the thing that has damn. Okay. The thing that has pulled me in is all of the people who are now talking about it. The more and more people are playing it, the more and more people are talking about it. Is like, this is actually a game that works really well for people who are not normally hardcore shooter people. And that appeals to me because I like shooters, but I'm not like a hardcore, like, I don't play Call of Duty multiplayer nonstop, you know?
You're not a 360 no scope and racist.
Yeah,
so
exactly. But like initially when I saw the game, initially I was just like, oh, it's this is not going well. It looks like Call of Duty but with mechs.
Right.
Yeah.
And apparently it turns out that is not the case. That there is more to it than that.
Yeah, somewhat. I thought that I don't know, from what I saw today, I think it needs a little
Really?
more.
Really?
Just
Sorry, I feel like the least useful. Ugh.
Sentry Totem.
What do you think it needs more of?
Well, so what I like is that you've got the choice. You can situationally flip between being, a big sort of ass kicking robot and then being a much more mobile, sort of hidey, small creature taking these things down. I like that you can basically QTE kill robots if you get close enough, even at the expense of, or at the risk of getting, punched into jelly by them. But I don't know, from what I saw, the actual mech gameplay did not seem terribly compelling. You've got like a dash and you've got a couple of guns and that's it? Like, I don't know. It feels like it needs another element to at least the mech combat to make it a bit more engaging.
The thing that people are bringing up in the chat and that I think has pulled me in as well is and I don't know if this counts as another element for you, but the mobility when you're on foot.
Yeah.
The way that you can wall run, you can kind of like use I think you have like a jetpack, right, that you're using to kind of like gain altitude at times. It looks very fast and very smooth.
Yes, it's seriously the best part of the game. Like, because Rich was playing a bit of Last Titan Standing, where everyone just starts in a robot and that's all you get. You get, like, if all the Titans on your team are destroyed, you lose. And it's dull. Like, absolutely dull. But then you get into the deathmatch stuff, where everyone starts out on foot, and then as you get more kills, you can summon in your Titan, and then that gives you a little bit of a boost at the risk of being a bit more exposed. I thought that was really cool.
God, this is bad. I think I'm dead.
I'm way hyped about that also, and I kind of wasn't at all before. But I am afraid that when I start playing Titanfall, that I'm going to constantly be summoning my mech, my Titan, and then never getting inside of it because I just want him to run around with his own AI. Because if you don't get in them, they just do whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't want to take him over. I just want a robot buddy. I'm
curious. That's one of the questions for me is like I want to see in action how good that AI is.
Yeah,
because that seems like an important issue.
It's basically the Fable dog.
Great, perfect.
Like so far, it's not great.
Exactly what I was hoping for.
It's a Fable dog that I can level up and put sweet new shoulder parts on.
Crawl inside of, and just take a nap.
Is that a game mode? Is that one that's unannounced? I'm into it.
That's right, dog napper mode. It's gonna be the new wave, the next big thing in multiplayer gaming. Cooperative napping action.
Yeah, I'm just it is crazy. I do feel like and obviously like I'm in somewhat of like an industry bubble, so I don't know how true this is elsewhere, but I am really blown away at how much or how many people are just obsessed with this already. It seems like everybody on my Twitter list is talking about this.
I'll never tell.
It's certainly created a lot of buzz. I gotta track down a beta invite, maybe give it a try myself, see how it sticks.
It's apparently it's going open on the PC tomorrow as well.
Oh,
is
far
it?
out.
Yeah.
See, I'd seen the news that it was going open on Xbox. I didn't realize it was also going open on PC.
Yep.
Well, that's great.
At least that's what Twitter tells me. And Twitter sometimes lies.
Well, I didn't need to do an LP update this weekend, so a rumph.
Twitter has never lied in my time. I've never had Twitter lie to me.
I unfollow anyone who is disingenuous on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a point of pride.
I think that's the right thing to do.
Either that or he tweets anime, because I have no patience for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Speaking of, I just started watching anime.
Oh, congratulations! I saw you were getting into Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I did start watching Attack on Titan.
How do you like watching high schoolers get brutally killed by giant naked people?
You know, honestly, I've been having that dream for ages, so it's great to finally see that play out on the big screen. I'm just happy that someone is finally making my dreams come true in that regard.
Absolutely. Corpse Party kind of
See-
scratched that itch for me.
Yeah, Corpse Party that helped as well. And we've got Danganronpa as well. Lots of good options right now for high schoolers getting brutally murdered. Seer235 says, Keith and Phil, what are your origin names? And to that, I respond, I don't have an origin name. What? Why would I have an origin name? What are you even talking about? I'm still not convinced that origin is a thing.
Wait, is he talking about Origin System Works?
So are you saying that you're EA agnostic?
I don't get it. I don't follow.
Oh, okay. I'm cheerfully withdrawn.
Fenary says, Phil, have you watched episode 5 of Attack on Titan? Everybody keeps telling me episode 4 and 5 is where it gets really crazy. I've only watched the first 2 episodes. It seems all right so far. I don't know. It's still very, very anime, but it seems okay as far as things that are very anime go.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of anime.
Councilio
but...
says it's a good couple of years for child murder. Cool.
Yay!
Sure is. Oh boy. Okay, let's... Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Just all sorts of ice barriers. This mage just has ice barriers on ice barriers.
Oh man. Just intercept, shield slam, and mortal strike that guy. Not taking any of his shenanigans.
Harry says, once you get past the part of Attack on Titan that's total anime bullshit, it's a good time. So that's the part that I always get stuck on, though.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. I don't feel like it gets any less anime. There is a lot of good, flashy, exciting action, though, to sort of ease the pain.
So you have watched it. Here I thought that you were serious about being very anti-anime.
Well, you know, I like to keep an open mind. This it was obviously really important to some friends of mine that I watch it and check it out. It's the same reason that I sat down with Jetgrind and watched 2 episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Because I like to take an interest. But yeah, I don't know. Attack on Titan thought it was all right.
Feel the power.
Oh, good. Mirror Entity.
Feel the
That's not
power.
too bad. Oh, cool. That mage just gave up. What?
Oh, don't just tip over your king. What's wrong with you, Proudmoore? Good heavens.
Well, we're 2-2, so that's... You know, things have gone better. But that's... We're not going to go 1-3, at least.
It's time for a montage. You gotta...
Oh god, now
gotta
people are
tune out.
arguing about which anime I should be watching. Guys, I'm not going to watch any anime.
See,
Except
this is what happens.
I'll keep watching Attack on Titan, and then maybe if I like that, I'll be like, hey, what other stuff is worth watching? But like I said, even in Attack on Titan, which a lot of non-anime watching people seem to enjoy, there's still a lot of anime bullshit in there, and I don't know, it's not easy for me to get past that.
A couple people in the chat are mentioning it, and you should probably watch Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. If you haven't, it's-
Waves of Baby says, when you can say an anime is a good television show without qualifying it as a good anime, then it's worth my time. Yeah, see, I kind of agree with that.
Solid. That's some truth.
Which my suspicion, I'm very unversed in anime. My suspicion is that there is anime out there that totally fits that. It's just I don't want to dig through the zillion recommendations that people make that are only sort of okay to get to that.
true, yeah. Though, I mean, I am no Austin Walker, but Standalone Complex is probably my favorite bit of cyberpunk ever. And I've read and watched a lot of different kinds of cyberpunk in my time. And Ghost in the Shell SAC is really good. It's really good. It's also, I think, probably one of the most prescient visions. Like, there's stuff in that show that's kind of scary. In like, the show was made, I think, like maybe 10 years ago at this point, and there's shit that's happening that echo stuff that happened in that show.
Sure. You mean like on this stream? There are things that are happening on this stream that were prophesied in that show.
Yeah, the main character actually streams an online card game at one point to try and capture terrorists. It's amazing. Actually, I think William Gibson probably wrote about that. Wasn't Count Zero actually like a live streamer or something?
Probably. You know what? I would believe that.
He was hacking the Gibson, trying to get into Twitch to do a live stream, and then he got caught. He got brain burned.
Something Dumb says, it's called Cowboy Bebop. It literally can't be good. Which I think I like that just because I know how angry that's going to make some people.
I actually do kind of like Cowboy Bebop, but
No, I've
it
heard
is a
nothing
guilty
but good
pleasure,
things.
and that show is hella anime.
Oh
Like,
my god.
Do not let.
But the good thing about Cowboy Bebop, right, is that most of the characters are older than 15.
Sure.
Is
Yeah,
I think,
that's
the thing.
True.
That's a good start.
It's just so
all
fucked
like
up.
me.
The thing that bugs me so bad about shows like Attack on Titan and, let's face it, any of the Tales of games
Sure.
is these are kids, like literally 15-year-old kids who are thrown into these life and death situations, and I'm just like, where the hell are your parents?
Yeah.
Is my question. Are there not armies in these worlds? Like, why does a 14-year-old have to pick up the Sword of Destiny and go kill, I don't know, King Yama or whatever?
It's a fair question.
I'm baffled. Because there is no way that a goddamn teenager is that capable. So...
I mean, I think that's not being fair to the teenagers.
Well, I don't know. Listen,
What I've learned from JRPGs is true.
which is a great way to start a sentence.
I think that they're very capable. Shwarmuda says that's a Japanese cultural thing. There's literally belief that old people can't go on to accomplish things. It is fucked up. The weird thing about that, though, is like everyone who's in charge in Japan is super old, and maybe that's why
Yeah.
that exists. I guess.
BRB watching Battle Royale.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Pretty much.
Let's turn on this flame tongue totem.
People are bristling at my diagnosis of Cowboy Bebop as hella anime. Dude, it has a super intelligent kid hacker who is so totally random hilarious. Oh my god, you guys. She's so wacky and hilarious. And it also has a hyper intelligent, brilliant dog that does everything but talk, basically.
Pretty much. My litmus
Pretty
test.
anime.
My litmus test for how anime a thing is how food obsessed are the characters.
Yes,
That's a good
yeah,
one.
that's a good one.
If I see a character diving headfirst into a mountain of food, I know I'm watching an anime.
That's pretty anime.
The power.
But Cowboy Bebop though, they're bounty hunters and they're broke a lot, so that's why they eat so much, right? So when
Yeah.
they get food, they gotta eat that much more.
Right.
The Chosen Kitty says, it's a data dog, okay? Get it right. Geoff says, the closest thing I had to a quest as a teenager was a part-time job. Shitty dailies, yo. It's pretty good.
You're not wrong. And think of all the experience you got. You leveled up into an adult.
We're so proud.
I mean, I just
Count Zio says,
you
I'm
wrong.
getting mad about anime, you guys. This is how it starts.
I like Cowboy Bebop. I like it. It is very much in the genre of anime.
It's very, very anime.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, necessarily.
Anime's not necessarily a pejorative, is the thing. It's not like you're, writing it off because
Secretly
it's
it is.
anime. Well, I guess. Look, I'm wearing a t-shirt right now that literally says the word anime on it.
Your anime?
Yeah, well, I like trying to pick up
Writing
chicks
you
by
off
wearing
now.
shirts. I like wearing shirts that say things that I like, in case I meet a girl who also has a shirt that says things that she likes. And they can be like, hey, I
That's
really
how-
like
that's-
anime.
And that's how you live your life. That's how you've met all of your loved ones.
Absolutely, it's why I have such a rich and full personal life.
That's why you're in a tux right now.
Absolutely. Got my anime t-shirt under it. It's fine. I like to be cozy. I like to represent.
I'm imagining, like, when you say under it, I mean, I'm imagining you have, like, your suit jacket and then just the t-shirt.
Just the anime t-shirt.
Yeah. Like, just not like a button-up shirt. Nothing nice there.
And a cummerbund. I've got the the jacket,
Oh, good.
the t-shirt, and the cummerbund. So I mean, you gotta look nice, right? You gotta keep up appearances.
Something Numb says, that's exactly how I met my girlfriend. Thanks, Batman t-shirt. Seems legit to me.
Gee up! It wasn't the anime gala. It was a fundraiser for victims of anime.
So I'm glad that you bring that up, because that's a serious cause, and we do like taking some time off on the Kefkatarian stream here to talk about serious issues from time to time. We talk about sexism, we talk about racism, we talk about capitalism, and I think one thing that we haven't had a chance to discuss that's pretty important is, and pretty serious, is people who've been affected by anime.
Right.
Victims
Animism.
of anime.
No, wait. That's the belief that your toaster has a soul.
That's a
go
different
on.
thing. Yeah.
Right.
Waves of Baby says, anime t-shirt under a suit jacket, you could host an E3 press conference in that. Yeah. Yeah.
I do like dressing like a Zynga executive. It kind of keeps up the illusion that I know what I'm doing.
I don't want to waste that on this guy, I don't think.
But it's true. The fundraiser I was going to was actually we're talking like a $500 per mountain of noodles dinner. So it was pretty good.
Mountain of Noodles. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, so we all kind of sit. They chop all the legs off the tables, so we all have to kneel at them in the traditional way.
Advent says, for less than a cup of coffee a day, you can help an otaku.
Millions of people daily stricken with moe.
They're handing out gift baskets with like bars of soap and the slightly more anime Western comics. It was basically like a methadone clinic. Then everyone yells, "Let's eat!" at the same time and just dives in.
Excellent.
Like,
Yeah, that all checks out. That sounds right to me.
Absolutely. It's really awkward when they open up the dance floor and all the dudes get a just a gushing nosebleed when they lock eyes with a lady from a table across the way.
Tolvo says, so Phil, I just got Unleash the Hounds. Want to play with me? Tolvo, I think you should uninstall this game.
You're exactly the kind of people that we want to help, Talbo.
So, Thomas says, soap shaped like Voltron lions.
Yeah, it's the only way we can get them to use them.
Oh. Sad.
And I'll form the head.
I must safeguard.
I'm ahead so far, but not by as much as I wish I was.
You're looking good. I mean, that guy is half deer, so you've got a natural advantage being a biped.
Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of thing, I think the average player isn't going to notice. I'm glad you picked up on.
It's simple science.
Let the pain speak to me.
What the hell's a swamp gobbo deck?
Murlocs. We have taken to calling Murlocs swamp gobbos.
Oh, gotcha.
Because they're just disgusting creatures,
Well, I mean, that's racist, but go on.
I mean, they're disgusting, and I think, I don't think I'm saying anything that surprises anyone when I say they deserve to die.
Well, look, I mean, Murlocs have been marginalized in Azeroth for generations. Just
and they deserved it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, just because the fact that their sound is offensive to us, we're willing to just write off their rich and deep culture, and that's
exactly. We need to write off their rich and deep culture. I agree. It sounds like we're on the same page.
What have I become complicit? Look, I've done low-level questing, okay? I'm not proud of that. Yeah, I've killed my share of Murlocs, but my god, sometimes the hate just has to end, man.
Silvermoon shall not fall.
Except for the King Murloc, fuck that guy.
Trying to decide if I should throw away this fire elemental. Let's hold on to him for one more round. Canary says, I would give all my money to see a District 9 remake done in World of Warcraft and starring Murlocs. Perfect.
Dude just opens up a clamshell and gets sprayed with Murloc juice.
Mm-hmm.
Mind if I roll?
It's a classic scene.
It's heartbreaking. That scene at the end where the Murloc wearing the guy's clothes is just sadly gutting a fish on a mountain of garbage, leaving it on his wife's doorstep. Now that's love.
Thomas says, you have never heard Shakespeare until you've heard it in the original Murloc.
I think I should take this guy out. Jeff says, I envision King Murloc being like a fat chocobo for Murlocs.
You're not wrong, actually.
It's not far off.
It's a guy in a Murloc suit, as I recall.
Is that a real thing?
There is a quest in Northrend where you have to work for this scientist who's ostensibly studying them while dressed as a King Murloc.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Remember, Kel'Thuzad.
Oh man, Tolvo's got a deck with your name on it. It's called Bad Deck.
I don't like that. I don't like
What's
the
in it,
sounds of that.
Talbo? Is it a hunter deck?
It says it's a Murloc deck.
A Murloc. A Murloc deck.
Yeah, so one of the things in this game that I have been very, very loudly not a fan of is ooh, yeah, I like this. I like where this is going.
How are you summoning old ones?
Listen,
Kill to lust.
I have powers that you couldn't possibly hope to understand.
The Earthen Ring will hear of this. And they will not be happy.
It is a little out of character for Thrall. One of the things that's common in this game, or I guess less common now, but was really common for a while, is Murloc decks, Murloc rush decks, where you're just playing like all these low-cost Murloc cards to like flood the board with really cheap creatures. And I have very, very openly been very frustrated with that kind of deck.
God, it's like Baron's chat in card form.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, hey guys, the good, the bad, and the Murloc, lol.
That's
I'm
pretty
killing
funny,
that.
actually. Yeah, you should save that for your stand-up act.
Thank you.
Jeff says the Earthen Ring sounds like a boring web ring.
They pretty much are, man. These are guys who stand in a field and worship rock monsters, dude.
Those rock
Man.
monsters earned it.
You guys remember web rings?
Not really. Not very well. Oh, God. Keith wasn't... So, technically, I should admit, I played some games against Keith the other day and talked about his shitty rush decks. Technically, these probably didn't actually qualify as rush decks, but they were shitty, nonetheless. And they beat me real bad. Whenever I call a deck shitty, it means that I lost to it.
Ah, gotcha.
That's the code that I'm using there.
You should play my Warrior Rush deck that works pretty well for the first, like, 2, maybe 3 turns, and then peters out immediately.
Well, that's how rush decks work.
I know, but I mean...
That seems like, to me, that sounds like working as intended.
2 or 3 turns, though. What I'm saying is, I tried to build a rush deck, and it rushes. It's like the most pathetic rush deck ever. It's like if
Friar John says, I remember anime web rings. Great.
And we're back. It's like I'm home.
At Mid says you use the Earthen Ring to summon Captain Planet, right?
That sounds right.
You know, alright, so everyone always thought Heart would be the worst power, but come on! You get to be friends with, like, monkeys and animals and shit. That's rad! I would take Heart if I was to be on a Captain Planet team. And I would love it.
Well, that's fun. That means that you can sleep in on the day that they're handing out rings.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
exactly.
it's a win-win. I would definitely like wind. I think it's the most useful power. There's a lot of things I could think of that would be improved by the addition of a gust of wind.
I mean, like, what kind of things? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, just the prank potential alone is fantastic. Like, imagine a businessman walking down the street with a bundle of papers, a sheaf, if you will, tucked under his arm, and you summon
I like where this is going.
an errant gust of wind and send the papers scattering, and oh, quite a jape.
I wasn't with you until you called it a jape, but now I'm totally with you.
I'm all about the japery. Ask anyone who knows me. I'm gonna be like, Skippy Granola, that is a man given to japes.
That is what I thought that was going to be.
Yeah. Oh, God. So hunters are kind of ding-dongs, huh?
It's not too common that you see a lot of secrets out in in arenas.
So he was playing his time wizard in defense mode, face down or whatever. What's
I don't know
going
what
on
that
here?
means. I don't know what you're saying.
That
All sounded like made-up words to me.
it's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Ugh.
Like a card game and an anime, so that's relevant.
That helped a little. I stole one of his snakes. What now?
All right,
He's probably gonna kill the snake. That's probably what.
that's damage he's not dealing to you.
Pandaria will be ours.
There we go.
So you said, Phil, you should have attacked before summoning. I think you meant my my totem. I was trying to get a spell power totem. That was not. That was as intended.
Put this apple on your head.
Bingo!
Sweet. That worked out perfectly.
I'm liking the Yu-Gi-Oh chat going on. This is gratifying.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Oh,
God
no.
help us.
No! It's not what I wanted to do.
My favorite thing about Yu-Gi-Oh is that all of the numbers on every Yu-Gi-Oh card had like a couple extra zeros at the end, just because.
Hey, catch!
Like all of the attack and defense of like creatures in that game, it wouldn't be like 6, it would be 6,000.
Right. I do 6,000 damage.
But it was like the equivalent of 6 in any other game?
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Except sometimes you might have like 6,500.
Do I have lethal? No. I have nowhere near lethal, right? Let me...
So this this lethal that is so legendary. What is it?
Lethal just means that you can kill the person this turn,
Feel the power.
Oh, I see.
which is always, obviously, if you can do that,
Into the
that's a good idea.
Hey, catch! Hey, catch!
Um, kill that guy. Seer says, what does Wind Fury do? Wind Fury makes it so that you can attack twice in a row.
To war.
Oh my god, this is...
Bummer.
This card's being broken is not helping me out any.
I made a dumb mistake with Wind Fury relatively early on when I was playing this game, because for whatever reason I had gotten into my head that it worked like I forget the exact name of the mechanic, but there's a magic mechanic that I'm just going to call Double Strike for lack of a better term. I don't know what it's actually called. And what that meant was every time the creature dealt damage, it just dealt it twice. Which is way less powerful than giving your creature an entire extra attack. Which is kind of crazy, especially after you've bloodlusted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dang.
The fact that shamans have access to both Wind Fury and Bloodlust is really, I think, what makes them like a super crazy powerful class right now. Because it's just, if you can set it up so that you have both of them at the same time, like, you just do crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
Count Zio says, wait, I remember something worse than Yu-Gi-Oh! Having Yu-Gi-Oh! Players and Pokemon card players fight over turf. That sounds dangerous, man. You don't want to be in the middle of that. That sounds like a bad scene.
It's the pastiest damn rumble.
I lost friends in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon Turf Wars.
Yeah.
That's
It was a dark time.
Let's pour a Zima out for them. Pour a Yoo-Hoo out.
Don't pour the Zima out, man. We don't have many of those left, and you want to save that for actually drinking.
They're technically antiques by this point. I
Yeah.
think.
pour a Ramune out for them. Wait, is that what those are?
I don't know.
Those
what that
Japanese sodas with the marble in them
Ah,
that you can
yes.
buy in
is. With the marble in them. That's not safe. You'll choke on that.
It's yeah. The marble is like the marble is like the stopper, and you have to like punch it down somehow. I don't know. I had one once. It tasted like soap.
I worked at I've talked about this a little bit on the stream before, but I worked at in college I worked at a comic shop that also sold cards. So like every Friday they would have high schoolers and college kids from the town come in to play Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! and Pokemon and whatever other card games were popular at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was just always the worst. Just the worst day to work. Just incredibly smelly, inconsiderate people. Just the worst. I don't want to.
I was that kid.
Listen, I don't want to say that all people who play Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And other card games are that way, but I have my suspicions.
I was that way, so
I mean,
I was the
statistically
Magic
validated
player.
stereotypes.
Wait, sorry, what did you say?
Statistically validated stereotypes.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yep. We have a sample group of 1, and 100% of that sample group.
I have
Can validate
nothing.
the stereotype.
I've seen nothing that makes me believe otherwise.
I literally saw a nerd flip a table once.
Kanzio says, "Yup, that's what I do most Sundays, and it's the worst. A lot of big dumb man babies that don't shower and wear pony hoodies with fedoras." So at the point, when I was in college, the brony stuff wasn't a thing, at least, because I'm sure that would have come into play and would have been terrifying in and of itself. But yeah, it was definitely a thing where I was just like, and it was a small comic shop, and they did all the card stuff down in the basement, and then I would have to go clean up afterwards, and it was just it smells so bad in that basement. And it's just, what do you guys doing down here? Why are you not? Why don't you shower? Why? Anyway, so wait, who flipped a table? What's the story behind somebody actually flipping a table?
Oh boy. Well, it was really my trial by fire, my induction into truly being a nerd. I was a pen and paper role player.
Okay.
Back in the day.
I like that the way you word that just sounds like it's like a confession.
It
sounds like you're in the confessional booth right now, and you're like, "Bless me, Father, I've sinned. I was a pen and paper role player. I'm not proud of it."
I had all of the Shadowrun source books, Father. I'm so ashamed. I know it's so staggering that I'm such a charming, cool LPer, and I was once a role player. It's ridiculous.
Shadowrun seems like a pretty cool thing.
Shadowrun is far out. I have nothing but love for Shadowrun.
As far as pen and paper role playing games go, that seems like a pretty cool one.
It's not awful. Like it's really quite good. But anyway,
Shadowrun is great, but it's a game about future elves. I'm not sure cool.
Sure, that's fair.
Not that there's anything wrong with not being cool.
But the
I
future
have
elves
built a
are all
life around it.
xenophobic weirdos. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean it's great. I love it. I love Shadowrun. I am also I love tabletop RPGs actually quite a lot.
I was sold on it the day that I heard that the CEO of a company was a dragon.
Chosen Kitty says, if these are the stereotypes about card game players, I would love to hear Phil describe people who stream video games. Trust me, they're fucking the worst. They're awful. I would highly, strongly recommend, not forging friendships with them,
Right.
not being in relationships with them, because they're gonna ignore you. They're gonna ignore you to play their shitty video games on the internet with other shitty people.
Get behind.
And
I love you guys.
At least we have one thing going for us. We don't inflict our stink onto other people.
Yet. They're making great strides with the Oculus Rift.
Getting a smell-o-vision attachment.
That's
for the-
right. Stock up your bottles of essence of Skippy. Kefka Musk.
Delicious.
I'm
Kefka
Skippy
Musk.
Granola. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing this LP entirely in smells.
Look at this. Look at this big old flesh-eating ghoul. 10 damage. That's crazy. Sorry. So you were saying, Skippy, you were saying you were pen and paper role player.
Oh,
you played
yes.
Shadowrun.
Okay. So I'll set the scene for you. It's a fairly well-known gaming / hobbyist store in Calgary, Alberta, called the Sentry Box. It's kind of underground. It's got many racks of interesting and fun things to look at, and a gaming area made up of trestle tables around the top floor. So on this fine Sunday autumn afternoon, they had their weekly gathering of Magic players and Warhammer players, and there was a panoply of cards and tokens and figurines strewn about, and there was this, I swear to God, he had to be like 400 pounds of just nerd fury sitting at one of the tables across from this skinny little kid who couldn't have been more than 16 years old, and this giant guy is just, he's hunched over like a mountain, staring daggers at this kid. His face is just twisted in a sneer. Right?
What are they playing?
They were playing some bullcrap card game.
Okay.
I think it was Magic.
Let's for the sake of the story, for the sake of setting the scene, let's say they were playing the Pokemon card game.
All right, let's say it was Pokemon, because that actually is hilarious.
Yeah, I think that makes it a lot more funny.
I could see him just staring, the glint of his foil Charizard reflected in his glasses. And
That's beautiful.
he's staring daggers at this kid, and the kid's just trying to have a good time. His mom is off reading a magazine or whatever. So I go downstairs and I'm looking through the books and stuff. And all of a sudden I just hear this roar. This absolute bellow of bestial fury from upstairs, like somebody had stepped on a minotaur's tail. So naturally, I drop what I was gonna buy, and I book it upstairs, because like hell I was gonna miss the emergence of the goddamn Hulk. So I go upstairs, right, and this guy is like halfway out of his chair, this big 450-pound guy,
Sure.
right? He's bellowing at this kid, saying, this is bullcrap, and the kid's looking at him all scared, right? His mom's coming over trying to pull him away, and the dude is just like, no, this is crap, and then he just like reaches under this table, flips it over, cards go flying, nerds are running everywhere, everyone's screaming, it's a mass panic, and the guy, I swear to God, he calms right down, the redness fades from his face, he takes a deep breath, and then picks up his fucking houndstooth trilby, perches it on his big round head, and walks out without his cards.
Without his cards.
Without his cards, just left him. He's just like, good day.
That poor guy. He had a bad day.
It was definitely not a sterling moment. But that's when I knew I was home.
I won.
Yeah, and you're like, this is what I'm doing with the rest of my life.
Like, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna date girls anymore. No, I'm gonna stream video games. I hope somebody invents Let's Play soon.
And they did.
And they did, and here we are.
One shot, one.
I'm kind of just in stunned silence from that wonderful story.
It was a good story.
It was good. It was genuinely great.
Thank you. Thank you. It was... I was glad to have been there.
I'm glad you were there too.
Snorlaxatives asks who's streaming. Thanks for joining us, Snorlaxatives. This is me, Phil Kohler. You know my voice. Being joined by Dr. Evilbones and Skippy Granola.
Hi.
Why don't we do a quick rundown of where people can find your stuff on the internet for anybody, especially, you know, Skippy, since you're new, since you've never been on this stream before. Yeah, I'm Phil Kohler. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube, youtube.com/KefkaTerran. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm on twitch.tv/KefkaTerran. Where are you guys at?
After you, please.
Okay. I am at youtube.com/Dr. Evilbones. I almost said /KefkaTerran.
Sure.
I mean, I guess
Yeah,
if you're
no,
watching this, then I am there also. Because you're there watching this.
You just blew my
listening
mind.
to me talking about being there. I'm also the Twitter /Dr. Evilbones. I am also on a podcast with some friends called the D-Pod, which you can find on iTunes.
Quarter note says, it's Phil Kohler of Last of Us and Lightning Returns Polygon review fame. Fuck. Is that... Fuck. That's really all I have to say about that.
Oh. And I'm Skippy Granola, I guess. You can find me on the Something Awful Let's Play subforum. Also, at Skippy Granola SA on the Twitter. And I think also Skippy Granola SA on YouTube.
Great.
Thank you for the chance to plug what I'm doing.
I'm going to use my Bloodlust right now.
Do it.
Man, this is...
Tadingo!
This is not going as well as the other ones went.
Mages, man. Oh, she's got a abomination.
Yeah, Abomination is bad because when it dies, it does 2 damage to all other characters. So it's basically going to wipe the board on my side. Sucks.
That's BS.
And
Taste the mana.
she's doing a very good job of keeping it alive as long as possible. Alright.
Let the pain speak to me. My eyes are open.
Good thing is, this mage doesn't have a lot of cards. I'm not doing super great on cards either, but when this Abomination dies, it's also going to clear off a lot of what this mage has. So maybe I won't. Maybe I can come back yet? Snorlaxter says, so now that I'm better acclimated to Hearthstone, what decks do you use and what do you avoid? Personally, I am mostly playing... oh god, really? Man. I am mostly playing... oh, this is the shittiest. I'm mostly playing
yeah.
Druid right now, because I like doing sort of the long game. I like doing control. I like clearing the board, all stuff that Druid's really good at. And I'm not a huge fan of rush decks. So that's what's going on for me. How about you guys?
I
Just make it
need
up.
to play more of this game before I don't even have a favorite yet. Like, I haven't even gotten a level 10 on every class.
I just roll a deck of 10 Illidan Storm Rage.
That sounds legit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not technically cheating. It's, he's just a blind elf demon with 2 crazy swords. So figure they see it and they're like, he doesn't know what he's doing. We'll just let him have this one.
I think she could attack me with this fireball, so I'm pretty sure I'm dead, I guess. Ugh. Oh well. Thomas said, why not play the Raptor or the Golem? The Raptor would have died when the Abomination did his kill everything on board. Cool. Alright, well that was an okay run. I did 5 wins there.
Yeah.
I feel that's about average for me, but I feel good about it.
It was a positive KD ratio, so...
Yeah, more wins than losses, which it did not look like might be the case. Oh, I had 6 wins. I didn't even realize. I'm better than I thought. No big deal.
Fantastic. Oh, now you
KD
get to...
asks if I've been playing much League. I played a night this week. And that's kind of it. I haven't had a lot of time to play it. That was not bad. Not bad amount of gold for 6 wins. Let's see what I get in my my pack of cards. Let's open it up. See if we got anything special here. No legendaries, so this is already bullshit. Oh, hey, I got a golden Druid of the Claws. Actually, pretty good. Goldens are basically the Hearthstone equivalent of foil cards.
Ooh.
They're not actually different from their regular version, but they look nicer, and they have like this nice little animation. And Druid of the Claw is actually a card that I use, so it's always nice to get a golden version of a card that I actually run with.
You can't actually use that now. You got to put that one in a sleeve and then put a proxy in your deck for.
I don't know what any of that means. It's all nerd talk to me.
Just throw a rubber band around it and keep it in your sock drawer. You're fine. If you're looking at cards as an investment, I have got some business advice for you, sir.
KT's wondering how I've been liking League. I'm enjoying it when I play it. The problem that I'm running into is I'm finally hitting the point where I'm running into like people, like the kind of people that I've heard about in that community. So yeah, that.
Oh, nice.
Just the really shitty really shitty randos who get really pissed off about everything.
400-pound table flippers.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of person that I'm imagining. I think so. I'm gonna switch over to something. I think I'm just gonna go off the air quick, take a quick break, go to the bathroom and stuff, and then come back in like 5 minutes. And we're gonna play something else. I'm not sure what yet, but we'll figure it out. So we'll be back. You guys, Skippy and Nick, you guys are free to stick around if you want.
I would love to.
Or we can discuss that. We can see what I'm playing, and then you can decide if you want to stick around. All right, we'll be back in a minute, though. In the meantime, thanks for watching, everybody.